What is up, guys? Again, NotTheWorst here, bringing another Black Desert online video, and today we're taking a look at the Global Lab update that we got on October 14th, mostly talking about Magnus with a couple of other adjustments as well, some grind zone changes a little bit, and we see the accessory cups that were updated. So let's first jump into Magnus since we've got the most amount of this. This is going to be launching, at least as of now, supposed to be launching the upcoming Wednesday after a brief delay. Originally, it was going to be the 12th of October, pushed back one additional week. We now have a little bit of info about it ahead of that, which we wouldn't have prior to that. Hopefully it does indeed still come out as now currently planned the following Wednesday. So one, you can't actually access this on the global labs. They're just kind of giving you like what's up with it in general. But it's got its main quest here that you can pull up. It can be accepted by a character who's completed the following Black Spirit quests, main story quest then. Balos main quest, Hello Grisha, ready to go on an adventure. When proceeding with the simplified main quest, Fugar's Memorandum 1. When the Mountain of Eternal Winter main quest is in progress, complete the Winter Beyond Arella's Gate. The main quest for it has a section that can be progressed after completing the main quest for Serendia and Calphian's territory, so keep that in mind as well. And specifically, you have Unusual Energy, where after completing an adventure in the Balanos area, an adventure exploring the Black Desert world, reunited with Eileen and Emma Bartali in the village of Velia, which you had returned to after a long time and tried to resolve the affair, but by chance, he found a rift in which unusual energy was felt. A little bit of lore setup for finding the rift to actually enter Magnus. There's going to be a manager, Uzu at least is the translated name that we have here for who that's going to be to actually jump in or out of it. From there, once you're in the Abyss, once you're in the Magnus, you have something, the Abyss, that exists outside of time and space, and in the Abyss, started and stretched out the Magnus, there's a trial that exists. You can enter the Abyss, overcome each ordeal, and proceed to the next adventure by completing the main quest that is then given to you. It has dedicated equipment, which looks very similar. Actually, that setup is identical to what you would see in Arena of Solaire as far as what's set with it, so your gear actually doesn't matter. While you're in there, you're going to be using this setup, because that's just what they wanted, I suppose. The main quest reward for it that I know a lot of players are looking forward to is you're going to get a pen to your boss armor. However, it's not just whatever you want from there, it's the armor pieces themselves. It works just like the Jatina gear in the sense that it cannot be sold on the marketplace at all. You can enhance it with Caphras though, so if you pick the helmet or gloves setup, either one for you there, and you Caphras level 10 that, you can indeed convert it into Fallen God or Labresca versions that can then be sold if that's something you're looking for, and then we should be having the gloves in the next roughly 6 months or so coming out as well, so just something to choose there, but no weapons for this setup. Just keep that in mind, it's going to be armor only. You're also going to be able to move between large cities using the Magnus Structure. If you use it, it can jump you around to different main cities. The entrance to and from the exit world is different. A certain amount of silver will be consumed depending on the distance that you're going. An example we have would be Bartali's farm going to the eastern border of Serendia would be 1 million silver, whereas Grana going to Polem farm in Valencia is 14.8 million silver. Pretty nominal amounts in general there if you're going Grana to Valencia like that. I mean, 15 mil silver is absolutely nothing for sure. You can have an ability to use warehouses in other regions as well. Large cities throughout Black Desert are connected by the Magnus, so you can move or store warehouse items. They have a nice little graphic that kind of shows you. As you proceed the main quest, you can move and store items between warehouses and bags in other areas. Going to be a really nice QOL update coming along with that. As you proceed with the main quest, you can store items between warehouses and bags in different areas through the warehouse management made, which is also very nice. So you can see a little graphic example of that. Feature requires that the map of the village you want to use has been revealed. Moiquin and Port Rat villages are not available. Trade goods, treasure items like the infinite HP potions or MP potions cannot be used to move that around because they really just want to restrict that for whatever reason, but they really hate the idea of those infinite pots going anywhere, so there's that. Now we have the thing I'm most personally looking forward to, the added class-specific skills in Legacy the Best. You're going to gain a new Robum skill in the world of Magnus, 1 time per character. If you complete all Magnus main quests and acquire the knowledge of Abyssal Vessels, Balanos, you can accept the Legacy of the Abyss Mysterious Call quest. Upon completing the quest, you can obtain a secret book, Legacy of the Abyss, and you'll get a Armstrong skill manual one day. That's the skill reset item, and when you've completed the quest, if you lose that, you can receive it again from the NPC Crewhorn Wormsbane. If you need to pick that up, you accidentally deleted it. When acquiring the skill, you can acquire and utilize the added Legacy of the Abyss skill instead of the one of the existing skills for each class. Information on Legacy of the Abyss skill will be produced in a separate video and will be provided. They have not, as of yet, recording this, they've not yet released that. However, BDO Codex does have probably some rough outlines, I would call it, for what we are going to see for some of those skills. If you do want to check them out, you can. But just keep in mind that you want to take that sort of stuff with a grain of salt when we've looked at leaks and things from BDO Codex, just from what's implemented in the game data. Doesn't necessarily actually come out just that way. Moving on from Magnus, we have accessory cup improvements. So you now have changes so that you can make an extraction formula to remove a cup item. So your HP or crit hit chance extraction can now be extracted from your rings, the HP out of the necklace, etc., for it. It does seem kind of pricey, but I suppose it's better than having to grind one all over again. Although I would imagine in some cases, depending on which one you're doing, you may even be able to just buy one off the market cheaper. But it needs 2 new items here: 10 Fragment of All Creation and 10 Legacy of the Ancient. Then additionally, 10 Forest Furies, 100 Magical Shards, and then 20 Crystals of Converged Emotions. Those converged emotions are purchased for 50 million silver at Toshi's shop. So you talking some money right out of the gate. You're going to heap one of the following to obtain whichever shard there that's corresponding. And to get those other 2 items we mentioned, Fragment of All Creations, it's obtained by simple alchemy on yellow grade accessories, and the Legacy of the Ancient is obtained by heating combined magic crystals, Gervish, Maculot, or Whom. So it's pricey for sure, but hopefully in some cases it's going to be a lot easier than trying to get them off the marketplace, especially ones that aren't available off the marketplace instead of having to regrind those. I can definitely see instances where you may just grind it anyways to save yourself the money, but that's kind of your call. Moving on, we've got contribution point adjustments for mostly places in Grana and Duvenkroon here that have had their amount decreased to just make a little bit more sense. So you can just kind of see 11s down to 8s, 8s to 5s, 10 to 7, etc., etc. So they just kind of reduce the overall amount since those ones were exceptionally high compared to most zones in general. Talking about zones, we have some grind zone changes. 2 things in particular. First up, we have skill XP oriented places that actually had their combat XP increased, in some cases by double and sometimes more. So Basham is now having doubled the amount of XP. Faddis is 2.2 combat XP. Marowak's Labyrinth 1.5, and Polyforce having its combat XP increased by 1.5 times there. The second portion of grind zone updates we have is kind of a revamp for the Paddocks Island grind zone. It's now been changed to a solo spot as opposed to a duo spot. The respawn time of them is now 10 seconds faster. The mobs are going to respawn 10 seconds faster. Their health's been reduced by 20% as well. Platinum coins were removed from the drop rate there. Aggregate consumption was reduced from 35 points per kill to 7 points per kill, so that's going to last quite a bit longer. And then the effect of the Loa Flower has changed, whereas previously it would strengthen and weaken nearby pirates and have a chance to make a Loa snake appear. It's now going to have pirates drunk by the scent of Loa Flowers appear near the jar of the flowers, essentially making them not necessary, although in my experience most people aren't really using that to grind there. This just kind of makes sense. I know I've seen some people kind of upset that, oh, no, less group content and it's not a duo spot. Honestly, the people grinding this place for a long time are going for the Rich Merchant Ring piece that drops here, and we're already doing it solo in a lot of cases, so I can see this making sense. Plus the setup and like actually getting it out there as far as a duo spot isn't like super handy. So I think this is overall a positive if you're upset about it not being a duo when you and your buddy used to do it. Sorry, man, it's BDO. Stuff happens all the time. Other than that, class changes. We have some other fixes, whatever. The only thing really relevant is for Valkyrie, their holy power consumption, MP consumption was reduced from 110, 190 at the different stages down to 75. Holy power, rather. I said MP, same thing, for all stages as well, and then just issue fixes for a couple other classes. So there you have it for the global labs for these things coming out. We should see the Magnus hitting on Wednesday. I would expect most of this other stuff to come on Wednesday as well along with it. That's not always the case. Keep in mind, historically, we tend to see things hit KR servers first, outside of the Magnus update, which is currently set to go live everywhere. It wouldn't be outside the realm of possibility that these other updates hit KR on Wednesday and then the other servers maybe a week after or so. But because it's coming with the Magnus, at least in the global lab update, I suspect that all of these will come on Wednesday together if everything launches as expected. But just kind of keep that in mind. It's never certain when things move from global labs to live. So let me know what you guys think about what's going on in the comments down below. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to like it. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe so you get notifications when new videos go live. And if you'd like to catch me playing live, there's a link to my Twitch page in the description down below. Jump on over there, drop a follow so you get notifications for that as well. With that said, that's going to be it for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching, and I will see you next time.